Hey folks, this is BestInSlot, and tonight we're going to talk about Deathground. Now, Deathground is an upcoming dinosaur survival horror game, kind of in the style of Left 4 Dead, in that you and 3 other people will venture out into the darkness, into these buildings, try to escape, try to complete missions, all the while being pursued by some ravenous dinosaurs. It's a very exciting concept, it's something that's not really been done before. Left 4 Dead meets Dino Crisis. Left for Dinos. There you go. And we haven't talked about the game in 2 years when it first got announced. We had a little trailer, and obviously a lot has changed since then. We've got a lot of new updates. The devs have been working away in the background, and in the past year or so been giving us some monthly updates. Today I thought we'd take a look at some of the things they've been showing. So this is an old screenshot. I just want to affirm that, by the way. This is from a couple of years ago now. But we've got some great environmental art to look at, and we've also got some great dinosaurs to look at and some animations and stuff like that. So let's take a look and see what Deathground has been up to in the 2 years since we saw it last. So we're going to take a look at some of the environments first, and the first thing to note is the game is going to take place in a nighttime setting. I get the feeling from the press releases that this is going to be a constant. There's not going to be any daytime levels. The levels are all being built around the concept of nighttime, which obviously means lots of darkness and lots of spookiness. So not really the best image to showcase in general, because you can't see a bloody thing, but you can already get a feeling for the kind of atmosphere and feel of dread that the game is trying to build. But of course, you won't just be stranded in the darkness. You will have lamps and fires occasionally dotted around in the landscape. You are going through man-made environments as well as in the forest. It seems to be a lot of labs and stuff like that built into these forest environments. Very typical dinosaur stuff, but very perfect for a very perfect, but absolutely perfect for a dinosaur horror game. And of course, you'll also have access to a torch to light your way. Torches, horror game staple. But it isn't just regular environmental stuff. I don't know how much story there is to Deathground. You know, what's the justification for having the lab here? What's the justification for having the dinosaurs around? But there are going to be some prehistoric plant life knocking around as well. Netophyta here, this big one in the middle we've got here splaying outwards, and Asteroxylon are both Cretaceous paleo plants. It's nice that the detail has not just gone onto the dinosaurs, but into the plant life as well. Ellie Sattler would be proud. There's some more sort of general imagery, again just trying to showcase the kind of vibe and emotion that they're going for with the level design. There's actually I can't really showcase it because it's all GIF based and it's complicated, but there is a really cool blog they did on level design that's worth checking out. I'm going to show you basically everything else, but you see here we've got like waterfall in the distance, we've got a little river, we've got a bridge. I really wish I could highlight things, but I can't because Photoshop hates me. And you can see this lit up bunker on the left hand side. Level design 101, you know, you want the player to go that way. They've maybe come from that flame on the right, and you just kind of give them a light to aim for, but very moody, very atmospheric either way. Of course, that would all be a little bit pointless if we didn't have any dinosaurs. Now, they haven't done a full reveal for any of the modern takes on the dinosaurs. I think the dinosaurs have all obviously been worked on over the past couple of years, and whilst we're going to see their basal models in a little bit, we've yet to see the full reveal of the feathered dinosaurs, and the dinosaurs are going to be feathered, there is at least. I don't get the feeling they're going for like full realism. I get the feeling it's meant to be a sort of, there is a Jurassic Park aesthetic to them a little bit, but they've definitely got, you know, they've got the feathers and there's more of a turn towards realism as well. The Utah Raptor you can see from the feathers. I don't want to comment too much because I don't know how realistic it would be. For me, it looks like they stick out like to a fairly abnormal degree, but it's impossible to judge really until we see it properly finished and fully. Another image of the Utah Raptor there. Again, just, I'm not sure how much of that is a bull shot, but that is a very exciting concept. Imagine creeping through this underground bunker sort of area. Maybe you've lost a couple of party members already and your flashlight is dying or something, and you see the shadow of the Utah Raptor creep around the corner. Going to be very, very spooky stuff. I'm hoping for a lot of those natural, immersive horror moments, basically. Gonna have to find a little crew to play the game with as well. Anyways, we do have some more stuff on the dinosaurs. I'm going to show you that in just a second, but we do have some information as well about who will actually be playing as. And the idea is seemingly that there are, by the way, I've just said that we play as a team of 4. It might well not be. I don't know that for sure. I'm just assuming from Left 4 Dead it might be a team of 3, because there's 3 characters. But basically, there's 3 characters, and each character has 2 different roles. So we see Donald over here is our Muldoon kind of character. He can use pheromones to maybe lure dinosaurs and bait them, or he can be a rifleman who is a man with a rifle. In the middle, we've got Vic the Scout, who has a lovely disco globe on her shoulder for reasons I've not quite figured out. And she's got a quiet step iteration, which just means she can sneak around a lot more, sneak around to maybe, let's say you've got a little keypad you want to activate in the distance, but there's Utah Raptors in the way and you're all a bit low, you don't want to go fighting, you send Vic in on her own to sneak around and unlock the door or whatever. Or a motion detector, which I can already foresee as being my most played character class because it's a motion detector in the way that the motion detector from Alien is, in that, I'm sure it'll beep and it'll pick up little circles on the motion detector where the dinosaurs are. And then on the right, we've got Advic the Engineer, who's a hacker, which means he can unlock doors and stuff like that, of course, and unlock keypads. And the Pyrotechnic, which means he can set and stop fires. And one more little image here before we get into the dinosaurs proper. This is just showing some of the indoors, but still fairly natural environments. You're not going to be just walking through above ground buildings, but you're going to be going underground as well. And it's quite clearly a feature of the level design, which is, again, really interesting. The interesting thing about this as well is obviously there's going to be some larger dinosaurs in there. We're going to have Tyrannosaurus Rex, etc. And they're not probably going to be able to get to you in the buildings. So the buildings in a way will feel like a respite from that sort of the open environments with the forest. But on the other hand, of course, in these smaller, tighter environments, the chance of a Utah Raptor ripping you to shreds probably goes up, not down. Right, anyways, let's take a look at some GIFs. I've said GIFs too many times today, somebody's going to get annoyed about it. I'm a GIF guy, what can I say? A GIF guy. So what we're looking at here is one of the Utah Raptor attack animations. Now, you've got to bear in mind, this is very work in progress. For me, this still feels a little bit stiff, just in terms of how the body of the Utah Raptor is moving. Doesn't quite feel like it's got the weight and sort of gravity to it, but this is work in progress. The game isn't out for... I don't know when it's out, but I'd imagine probably at least a year or something like that. So all very work in progress, but it's just showing... I'm showing you this to more show you what they want the animations to look at, the kind of thing they're trying to build towards, rather than the actual quality of the animation at this point in time. And of course, Utah Raptor would be feathered in its final iteration as well. And of course, you'd be seeing this from a first-person perspective. And what they were showing another one as well. I'll show you that now. And the idea behind these two animations is just to show you ways that the Utah Raptor might murder you, basically, and how they do have a slight playful nature with how they want to play with their food, a little bit Jurassic Park 3-ish in some ways, but that makes a lot of sense, and there's no reason a Utah Raptor wouldn't play with its food. We see orcas play with their food all the time. I like the idea of a Utah Raptor, messing around when it's killed you. Why not mess around with your corpse a little bit? Sounds like fun for the whole family. Then we've got another couple of things as well. This feels very Alien Isolation inspired in some ways, in ways that the Utah Raptor can still grab you even whilst you're hiding. This one was tiny, so that's why it's so low quality. But, just because you're hiding under a table, if a Utah Raptor is chasing you down, it can see you and it sees you get under the table. There's no reason it wouldn't be able to know that you're still there and grab you out from under there with a really cool animation just like this. So, whilst the animations do still feel a little bit stiff to me, they're definitely work in progress. Even this update, wasn't that, it was a few months ago now. What they're trying to do with the animations, I really like the look of, basically. I think that's the most important thing at this point in time. Obviously, if they still look like this upon release, we'd have a different conversation, but we're not there yet. And we have one more for the Utah Raptor as well, which I think does actually kind of show what I'm saying, in that this one looks better to me. It looks weightier, it looks like a more natural movement. This is the searching animation for the Utah Raptor. Of course, you have to have lots of ambient behaviors, but also, if you're hiding under a table or in a locker, all those Alien Isolation classics, and you see the Utah Raptor walk by, wow, that's a really Utah Raptor walk by. It's been a very long day. You see the Utah Raptor walk by and it does this search animation, it's looking for you. That builds suspense and it builds fear. Not the only dinosaur we're going to look at though, we are also going to look at the Compsognathus. We've got a couple animations for this, which again I think are better in terms of the quality of the animation and sort of the weight and heft that dinosaur, even for such a small dinosaur. It looks a little hench, it looks like it's trying to beat me up, but it's worth keeping in mind, again, this is unfeathered, and we will see a feathered version in just a second. But we've got a couple animations for the compy. We've got that first one, we've got this one here. I can't remember what these are. I've just got a static image to look at, but they're walking and moving and just general showcasing the locomotion of the Compsognathus, really. And then we've got one more here, which shows the compy in its feathered glory. Almost. This is kind of the concept art of the feathered version laid over the existing model. And you can see already the difference in quality in the existing model is really good. It's really detailed. It's a good looking compy. And the feathering here to me looks more natural. I really like those tail feathers in particular. I think those are going to look really cool. And then we've got one more little animation showcase. This one's a little bit older, but I think you can see here quite a noticeable difference between the Rex here and the Rex where it was before. It does have, again, a little Jurassic Park to it. It's a little shrink-wrapped, I would suggest, in some ways. But at the end of the day, it's not trying to be a hyper-realistic game. I don't get that impression. It's a good-looking Rex. It's bulky, it's chunky, it feels like a tyrant, it feels like a apex predator, which is absolutely what it should feel like. And you can see on some of these animations how it does all come together a little bit better. I've got one little clip to show you. There's no dinosaurs or anything. This is quite a recent clip though, so you can just get a better feel for the environments. I thought that'd be a good way to finish things off, so I'll show you that in just a second. You can watch that by yourselves without me prattling on over the top. But yeah, I'm really excited about this game. Now, they keep posting monthly updates, so what I might do from now on is keep you updated each month with what happens, kind of like what we do with Prehistoric Kingdom. I need to expand. There's some really exciting dinosaur games coming out, and it's time to expand our repertoire of what we cover here on the channel. Get back to what we're good at. But yeah, I'm really excited. I think the dinosaurs look potentially really cool. I'm very excited to see them in their full glory. They've said fairly recently that soon, and that's their word, soon, we will see the full feathered Utah Raptor in-engine, in-game, at some point soon. So I'm really excited about that. Hopefully we can showcase that on the channel fairly soon as well. And yeah, animations, level design is really exciting, and just as a concept, I think it's really cool. I think the inherent concept of Deathgrounds is awesome, and it's something we literally don't have. It's really nice to see something new in the space. As it happens, we have quite a lot of, there's 3 big dinosaur horror games coming out, but all 3 I think are fairly demonstrably different from each other. There's Goner, The Lost Wild, is it Wilds? It's Lost Wilds, right? Not Wild. The Lost Wilds, those 2 are vaguely similar in some ways, and Deathground, which has that co-op element, or solo if you want to, but a very different, less narrative style and more pick up and play gameplay is the impression I get. But very exciting stuff. So that's Deathground. I'm going to show you a little clip now to finish things off. That's going to show you just some environmental stuff. Just get a feel for the environment and the vibe they're trying to build. It looks really cool. Hope you enjoy. Throw me a like down below if you enjoyed the video. Check out the playlist for Deathground updates. I will try to now be a little bit more active in that regard. Let me know what you think about the game as well in the comment section down below. Thanks for joining me. Cheers much love as always. Bye-bye. Why have I started doing that? God only knows.
Sorry, it's busted. It's been broken by the hinges. Smarter than we thought.